so this is I know everything there is to know about FL Studio, especially the mobile. I'm kind of just like trying to like, I don't know, trying to participate and like trying to like do something, you know, with society, and this is like what I know how to do. Like, if you're a new producer or an artist, or like, that's the cool thing about FL Studio Mobile specifically, is you can use it as anything. Like, if you're an artist and you sing and you play guitar, this is like the cheapest way for you to create, you know, like, you could create a song with this and it's like important. Like, you could really create like a really artistic, like, it has, like, we have the processing power and, like, you know, like, the ability with this app. Like, you can make, like studio, like, high quality, like music that is, like, suitable for the radio, suitable for Spotify, suitable for any and all, like, music, like, distributors. Like, I right now have a couple things that are going to be released soon, and with Modern Anunnaki. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I'll show you guys a taste of like one of our songs that's going to be on our thing here. This is now how FL Studio works. Is when you're done creating a song, it's an FL file. It's a language specifically for this program. And then when you're finished with it, like, this has everything to make it official. If you see this project thing, don't dick around with this and like put in like something silly like on author. Like, don't put like big dick or like fucking like, you know, big pimpin'. Like, put your actual like identity there. Like, either put your real name. That's like what I would suggest. If you're an actual established group or band, and that's like what it's gonna be like. That's what it's gonna be. Actually, this is even like kind of like like not the right thing to do with these days. I'm putting Modern Anunnaki because like we have an established union. But you should put whoever the author is of this, whatever the content is. Like, just because someone sung with you on it, or like did it, like, is like in a group with you and they did a little piece of it. If the reality of the situation is you did all the work for the song and you like created it, you put your name in there. Like, and you're gonna have to tell whoever else tough shit. You know, there's a place for that. You put your name and then write, like, you know, something about, like, in parentheses next to it, like, you know, featuring whoever on the whatever. Then title it, do it professionally. If you lock this data, it saves it. This is like what they use in like the industry. Like, this project sheet has metadata that like is important, and if you fucking dig around with it, you're going to tattoo your work with like a permanent fucking piece of bull, like, nonsense that like, there's certain things that need to be in the you know, in the file. That being said, when you're done completing the track on here and you are done mastering it, you hit save here. See, this is important. So this is like the FL. These after it are like different processes. You could use the zip, obviously, to archive it if you're gonna put it away and you want to like condense it for space. I don't do that to song. Like, people say I'm wrong about this, but when you change, like, move file like formats around and shit, it does affect the sound. Like, people say that's not true, but I've seen, you know, I've experienced it. I've rendered tracks on hardware that was like It's really more of like what happens when you're rendering something on a device that is working extremely hard to render your file, and like it will take, if it takes a really long time and like even like has like, you know, like whatever like that device experiences during the rendering, if it's exposed to any sort of like incoming data or like anything to inhibit that direct task, that it will affect sound, right? Usually in a negative way, or it like ruins it. But there are people that are like saying like, oh, you like that argue about like using an analog computer. Like it does like, I mean, I've done like the test myself, and then like used an analyzer on an iOS FL Mobile on a brand new Samsung Galaxy, and then I rendered something on an iPhone 6. This is like just like 2 years ago, and they were noticeably different. Like it was the same file. When I played them back, like the actual like decibel output was different, and the frequency was like different too, slightly. So that's something like that happens. But yeah, Wave is the best, like is the biggest. Wave and MP3 are like what you need to save your like work that you're gonna go. If you're gonna go Spotify or Apple or anything, you need to have these both saved. And you hit here, you go high quality, obviously. I just hit high quality and that's it. If you're gonna split Mr. Tracks, if you're like trying to use like BeatStars and sell beats, or make like just make tracks, and this is where this comes in handy. A lot of producers, they want the stems, which are individual tracks on the recording or channels. So when you hit this, it divides them all up into their own files, so that like you could literally say like, you don't want the bass or you don't want the vocals. They're all separately fucking, you'll obviously save them all together, and then it'll say break them all, separate all of them. If you enable effects on the master, your master track is kind of like where they all feed into. If you enable effects on master, I always give them both. So like, but to take the professional thing to do, like, is to take it off, because plugins and effects can cause like issues with like a master version. Like you want like you want the most like, I mean, there's no real right or wrong way to do this, but the industry, like recording industry, they don't like have you tag like plugins on a master track. I think a lot of it has to do with because it makes it harder for them to like make it. I give them both and tell them like, hey, here you go, fuck you. But anyway, like this is a. Oh yeah, I was gonna show you. So this is a song. If you're watching this, this is gonna be released soon on Spotify. It's gonna sound. So playing it back on here it's not gonna sound like the way it does on like an exported MP3, especially because I'm running like other things on here. Like, so just know that this is going to take away from the quality. Like when you play back these files in here, it's strange, kind of the quality doesn't. It is improved once you it will be at its best when you like export the file and like play it outside of FL. Like, so, you know, for whatever reason, I don't know why that is, but this is it's lagging. Why? Why is it doing that? This is strange. But yeah, those are all on the new modern Anunnaki release. Those are just part, like a taste of it. Those songs should definitely be on it. Those also weren't like the finalized. Those tracks are all finished, mastered, recorded, and rendered and done, but those weren't the like when you hear it, if it does get any play, the quality's better. Like I said, I'm not gonna give away like my whatever, but yeah, here's another song. This is a tutorial I was doing yesterday. Let's start actually doing the stupid tutorials. I was streaming this on Twitch for somebody. Walking somebody through a like kind of just like how to do like a bass music. But yeah, that was like an example. I was putting together like for a streamer this, and unfortunately, I don't know if the stream is still available, but it was recent, and this was just like it initially was going to be a tutorial video, but I was streaming it, and this dude was asking me like, how do you make like some, you want to make the wubbies. But yeah, I gotta go. My next video will be an actual walkthrough. And if you comment, like, or subscribe, all three, and if you do that, and then you in the comments write that you've done that, and I can see that, and you have any sort of you want any sort of help or training, or like you want to know how to do something with this program, if you do that, I will show you exactly how to do it. I'll do it even like over a stream. That's like the whole point of this fucking page, is to help people make music like the right way. I don't do it like a lot of dubstep and other artists do. Like, I actually play, so like all my sounds and shit are not on a grid. I actually record them. This is all recorded. See? I did it with that keyboard right there. You can use an actual like MIDI controller. There's so many ways you can do it with this program. This was awesome. Like, this program can do a lot more than just record within its internal. You can use external hardware. You can use interfaces. You can do everything with this, like right on the go. You just need to know how. The key is to making it sound good is understanding like what affects like your processing, and then knowing how to like compensate when you're making the track, which I'll show you how to do. There are ways where, like, if your device isn't powerful enough, you can layer and record everything separately, and you can, remove that data while you're recording, more, like if it's a real complex, piece, there's a lot of moving parts, and you have like, some of the sounds like to create, like, I don't, like, if you see all this on here, this song is a drum track laid out, which is all inside this right here. I'll explain how that works in another video. And then after the drums were done, I did more live recording with this synth. And just so you know, like, this right here is this is the playlist. Hold on. So that's like the playlist. This arrow over here, you click on that, it opens up whatever item you have selected on the playlist. So I can like click on these, and as long as that menu is open, it'll show you what's going on with that. Anything below the initial recording, like this, and if you click on this thing, everything does something when you click on it. So like, if you see something and you click on it, it'll take you inside it. Like, if there's rabbit holes, like, that people don't even realize are there. This is a piano roll. Fruity Loops has the best piano roll out of any recording software. Everyone knows that. The mobile one is it's not as sophisticated as like the like the actual production version where you'd have on like an actual PC or a computer, but it's very similar. It has reached a point where there was a point where it was real basic. They keep evolving. The PC one, when they come up with updates, they make additions to it and changes. There was a point where you couldn't do anything with this thing really. Like this menu here, when you pull that up, is a newer feature, being able to make those tweaks, because like that menu right here, the one I just pulled up, this is like basically like whatever is recorded, this is like gonna affect that sound directly. So like I'll explain all that in another video. And you can, like I said, if you record something and it's sloppy, you can move these around to make them like fit time. Like if you mess up, you don't have to re-record it. If you want to cheat, you can like move these around and it will, like, you know, you can click on these boxes and it will move them. See, you can tell I recorded it live because I'm sloppy, and a perfectionist wouldn't let there be. I like to keep it though because it shows that I recorded it. Like you see right here. Right here, like, and also to go like this, like that, it does exactly what you think. I'll do it right now. Check it out. Shit. Boom. It's going up and down like that. You go this way, and then you mix the two. See what I mean? And that's like why their piano is so good and precise. A lot of them, like on a lot of programs, you're set to that like line right there. There's some where it will force it. Like that's how it lets you put it wherever the fuck you want it to be. Like, and if it's not lining up properly, see, like I make my songs like this, so you can see the whole thing. This is just if you're doing big picture stuff. If you're like gonna like address like segments of the song that are like 90 seconds long, you need to open this bitch up and, you know, basically the way to look at it is like if you are trying to make an adjustment as precise as possible, you need to open and make this as large as possible. The larger it is, the more like it's just like if you were to draw on like some of those drawing apps where like if you've ever used like Freeform on iOS, same kind of idea. Like now, like if you move this, it's gonna, this is fully zoomed out, and like that's just one note. See that? It's going on and on and on, and it's really, in reality, those notes are super small, as you can see. Also, you can do this, drag, boom, gives you this. Always save. This is like kind of like what's going on. Those other dots are like a different track. And everything below it,